Hello my lovelies, so today we're going to make these beautiful fringe bead earrings. So you're going to need seed beads, size 11 seed beads. You're going to need a beading needle, and a thread, specifically a nylon thread. So we're going to start off with a ladder stitch. So we start off with picking four beads, because we are making a 2-bead ladder stitch. So you pass the needle back through the first 2 beads. Yeah. Then through the last 2 beads Now to secure it, you have to go through the first 2 beads again. And finally, through the last 2 beads. Make sure that the thread is tight. Yeah, pick 2 beads. Pass the needle through the last beads that you picked. Tighten your thread. And finally, back through the 2 beads that you just picked. Pick 2 beads again. Pass the needle through the last 2 beads. And back through the 2 beads that you just picked. So we're going to repeat this pattern until you get to the end of the row. So when you get to the end of the first row, you turn your work. Then you begin a new row by picking 4 beads. Pick 4 beads. Then you insert the needle through the second loop of stitch, not the first one. You skip the first, through the second as shown on the video. It is important because we're doing a brick stitch. Yeah. Then back through the last 2 beads. And through the first 2 beads. Also remember to cut the excess tail of thread I forgot, but I will cut it later. Then back through the last 2 beads. Yeah, make sure that the thread is tight. Pick 2 beads, pick 2 beads, insert the needle through the 3rd loop of thread. So we're creating a brick stitch, and back through the 2 beads that you just picked. Repeat the pattern until you get to the last 2 beads of the row, and turn your work just like we've done. So pick 2 beads, insert through the loop of thread, and back through the 2 beads that you just picked. If you'd like to get the pattern, I'll place the link on my description box. So once you're done with that row, you turn your work, you pick 4 beads, you insert the needle through the 2nd loop of stitch and through the last 2 beads, then through the first 2 beads, and finally back through the last 2 beads. So the process is the same. Every new row you begin a new stitch on the 2nd loop of stitch. So you insert the needle through the loop of stitch and back through the 2 beads that you just picked. Pick 2 beads again, insert the needle through the loop of stitch and back through the 2 beads that you just picked. So continue doing that until you get to the very, very last row. So once you get to the top of the triangle, you pick 4 beads and you repeat the process of passing the needle through the loop of thread and through the last 2 beads, then back through the first 2 beads, then through the last 2 beads. So finally, the triangle is done. So now to create the fringe, we have to pass the needle. We have to maneuver the needle through the triangle so that we can get to the bottom of the triangle. Yeah, the way that I'm doing on the video. And you need to cut a long thread, especially if the project is of long earrings, because of the fringes. So now that you have a thread, that thread will be our first fringe. So I'm going to pick beads. I'm going to slide many beads through the needle, and this is why you need a long needle. So pick many beads to create the first fringe. So once you're done picking the beads, you insert the needle through all the beads, skipping the last bead. You skip the last bead. And remember that if you want to get the pattern, the link is on my description box. The link is on my description box. So yeah, pull the thread, but remember, do not tighten the thread. Don't tighten. It should be a little bit loose so that the fringes can dangle. Yeah, so you insert the needle through the second set of beads as shown. I was having a little bit of trouble. Yeah, you pass the needle through. Yes, and now you're ready to make the second fringe. So you pick the beads as required by the pattern. Pick the beads and repeat the process just as you did in the first fringe. Sorry, I forgot to mention that you need earring hooks. You need earring hooks. It's very important. So this is the final work. It's very beautiful. You can use different colors.